Joining me now in DD India News Hour is Surabhi Dewra, founder of careerguide.com. It's a startup based in New Delhi. Welcome, Surabhi, to DD India. Well, how would you describe this wave of startups in the country? How have these startups played a central role in economic transformation in the past decade or so?
In fact, we were listening to PM Modi just now, and he says this has actually what happened 10 years back, Startup India, which was launched on this date, which has created tremendous job, 21 lakh jobs created. That time, 10 years back, we had what, 5,000 roughly startups, and today we have more than 2 lakhs of startups. So it's an economic wave of the third largest economy, and it's also third largest startup capital after US and China. Interestingly, even PM Modi talked about how Tier 2, Tier 3 people are coming up, छोटे-छोटे शहरों से small towns, and they are creating these innovations totally. So yes, startups are definitely backbone of what's happening today in India, the economy, and it's making our nation not as a job seeker, it's making a nation as job creator. That's exactly what we need as of now.
Okay, tell me, has the mindset really changed about starting a startup? As Prime Minister was mentioning that back in the day, people were very hesitant to start up their own company. Has it changed?
Absolutely, 100%. I'll go hands by that. Yes, mindset has changed. Today, parents do not say, hey, go take up a job. They are super supportive about, their kids starting up a company. And this is not the trend just in metros of Delhi, Bombay, Hyderabad, but this is trend even in small towns like Indore. I'm meeting startup founders from Samastipur, Bihar, or Bareilly, or Bhopal. That hugely says entire India is supportive about the fact that yes, you can create jobs. And there was something very beautiful PM Modi said, कि risk-taking ability. Indians have gotten into risk-taking ability, and something which he's quoted is that नुकसान होगा तो मेरा होगा, but फायदा होगा तो पूरे देश का होगा, which is a beautiful startup founder mindset which has gotten into every Indian, every youth, so-called Gen Z who's coming out of college. Yes, Tanvi.
Okay, Surabhi, very importantly, yes, you also mentioned, and so did the Prime Minister and Commerce Minister, that the startups are no longer confined to metropolitan hubs. In fact, they are 50% of the startup movement is there in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. So why startups, why is this such a significant development, and what has the government done to be able to bring up startups in Tier 2 and Tier 3?
Thank you for this question. Yes, first of all, when leader of the country is talking about it's okay to go startup, you just don't have to work in the big IT companies based in Bangalore. That's the mindset shift, when they are taking out from the schedule, they are organizing these mega conferences where they are showcasing everything. That's one. But second, more importantly, which PM Modi also talked about in his speech, is how they ensured several old laws, regulations have been changed. He also talked about some 80 plus provisions have been decriminalized. He also talked about how simple laws around exits, formations have been made easy. He talked about how the grants have been given. So yes, these are the small things which might look like, oh, nothing possibly has changed, but that has made it easy for the company formations, startup formation, capital access. Lot of the schemes which have come into picture, which he also talked about, the capital access and acceptability. So I think when the government upfront says that, look, we are here to support. That's what he also mentioned. We are here to support. Come start. Do you have an idea? We will make this possible for you. And that makes all the changes.
Yes, he in fact laid emphasis on research also. He said that research, today's research will become
tomorrow's IP.
Tomorrow's IP.
And that's why the 1 lakh crore research grant. I think India has been always behind research. And we had very few institutions or people wanting to get into research. But today when government is talking, PM Modi is talking about how we acknowledge the fact that research will become tomorrow's IP, and hence we invite people to come and do research. That's definitely progressive.
Yes, that is progress. Another thing that is progressive is women-led entrepreneurship. Would you like to add on that?
Oh, that's my favorite topic, right? उन्होंने कहा हमारी बेटियां आगे बढ़ेगी. That's my favorite topic. And very beautiful thing is about, yes, we might have women representation in 45% startup where there could be a woman director, women founder, but we definitely need more and more women coming forward, because when women come into entrepreneurship, when women come into startup, we are harnessing doubling the entrepreneurial skill sets in the country. That's one. When women come into startup and then they start and we make the entry barrier low for them, we also adding to underserved market and categories, and we are making our economy just not doubling the economy, but we are also making our economy resilient. That's very important. That's a viral impact of when women come into starting up. To families, to communities, to economy. So yes, हमारी बेटियों को आगे definitely बढ़ना है.
Okay. Yes, it's a long way to go. We have another decade's vision in front of us, and of course aligning it with the Viksit Bharat 2047's goal.
Right.
What are the problems and difficulties that startups may be facing, and you think that they require intervention from the government?
Oh yes, patient capital. I think still we want quick money, investors want quick money, so there has to be more access to patient capital. That would definitely be one. Second, I can definitely think that though we have Atal Tinkering Lab and all of these innovations, but we can, for the next 10 years, for the next decade, we can increase these activities in schools and colleges, because that's where the next generations of entrepreneurs will come. I know we all are aware there are a lot of activities happening at state level. Even CBSE has introduced lot of program onto entrepreneurship. But whole of it, can we make it more of mandatory at school and college level, so that the next generation treat it more like the way we treat our core academic subjects. So yes, that is something there. And more of these conversations. I know government is doing a lot into having more of these conversations. So I believe a February mega AI conference, global conference has been also announced.
AI Impact Summit. Yeah.
Right. So I think we can take these conferences, global conferences at state level, district level. All of these districts could have grants and capitals access. So it definitely percolates, and I think smart cities would not come just because of infrastructure. We can create smart cities with our thinking and entrepreneurial setup at every district center.
Indeed, indeed. My last question to you should be, with AI becoming the key to innovation in today's world, what steps are being taken or need to be taken to make the startup industry AI compatible?
All right. I think we really need to look at our laws, especially a lot of IT acts and all of it, because the way AI is bringing innovation, I think it's very fast. We can't even think about 10 years, 2 years. We have to think in terms of months and weeks. That's the advancement of AI. So all the AI startups need to be given more research accessibility, more international exposures. Maybe government can take ahead more of international delegations, give access to all of it, and new laws, regulations around IT Act, around AI infrastructure, and maybe a different total cell in DPIIT, which is just dealing with super AI native startups.
Yeah, that's a very good suggestion, Surabhi there. Thank you very much for taking out the time for us on DD India. You may join your team next in Bharat Mandapam. Well, it was a really great event for all of us to see and witness the journey of Startup India, a decade turning India into startup entrepreneurs. You're watching DD India News Hour. We'll be back in just a bit. Stay tuned.